Yes, so this is for the Olney Family Internship opportunity for the 2024-2025 edition. And this is a really cool opportunity where you get to travel to the Canadian Rockies and you get to work on a passion project that will help Rocky Mountain Adaptive further their mission to make the outdoors accessible to people of all abilities. So thank you so much for your interest today. The application deadline is January 29th, but we highly encourage you to check out the application information on Bishop's website before that so that you have lots of time to get your application ready. So this is what we will go over today. Who is eligible to apply for this internship, what is the opportunity and what you can expect, and also some tips for what to include in your application, and then give time for you to ask us your questions. And then we will close with a short activity of how to talk about yourself and present yourself, because that is one of the components of the application, explaining why you are interested, what this means to you personally to participate in this opportunity. So just this is the eligibility. So it's current students who are going to be returning to studies full time next academic year in 2024-2025. And you should have completed at least 30 credits already at Bishop's and have your Canadian citizenship or permanent resident status and a commitment to be in good academic standing over the 2024-2025 year. And it also is helpful if you have an interest in sports or recreation, or if you're interested in accessibility issues and working with people of all kinds of abilities. You don't necessarily have to have ever taught a sport before or even be an athlete. They're really just looking for somebody who is interested in this area. So what the internship is, this is made possible through the generous support of the Olney family, and specifically Marie Olney. So in the Olney family, there are 4 siblings, and 3 of them are Bishop's graduates. And one of them, Marie Olney, this is her passion project. She wanted to create an internship between Bishop students and this nonprofit called Rocky Mountain Adaptive, which is in Canmore, Alberta. And it's created to make accessible adventures in the Canadian Rockies for people with all kinds of physical disabilities, as well as neurodiverse individuals. And Rocky Mountain Adaptive, the co-founder, he started it so that his sister with autism could learn how to ski, and then it just expanded into other sports and for all other people who want to get active outdoors. And this is the mission of RMA, to make sports and recreation in the Canadian Rockies accessible to everybody. And so through this internship, you'll be working on a project that is going to help them to further realize their mission. So this is the schedule. In next summer, you would be traveling to Canmore and working with Rocky Mountain Adaptive staff and getting to know more about their programs and their projects and the clients that they work with. And you actually get to experience what it's like taking people out on excursions. And that's really fun. Students really enjoy that. And they feel like the work that they're doing over there, it's impacting people and it matters and it feels good. And then it also gets them really excited when they come back to Bishop's and they're continuing their own personal project, which is going to help Rocky Mountain's objectives. And that's what you do in the fall and spring sessions, is you're developing your project through 2 experiential learning classes. So, and in addition to getting to travel and live in a beautiful place and work with lots of fun and interesting people, you also get 6 course credits. One of those is the Experiential Learning Placement course, ELP 300. And then you also would be taking a department-specific EL course. So you would have each semester one experiential learning course that you would take to help you to flesh out and finish your project. And then you also get $12,000 in funding. So that's going to cover your travel and living expenses while you're in Canmore, and will also cover any project expenses that you anticipate having to use to make the project happen. And this is a more detailed schedule. So that's the application deadline, January 29, and February is when the selection committee is going to be picking somebody. And then in the summer, you're on site in Canmore. And then September to December is when you're really working with your faculty supervisor at Bishop's and your colleagues at RMA to finish what is the project outline and really start working on it. So when you give your application and pitch your project, you can expect that it's going to be further refined after you come back from Canmore, because they're going to give you lots of more context, and you're probably also going to have a lot more ideas and a deeper understanding of the work that they do. So you're going to want to change it to make sure that it's like even better than what you had imagined. And then in the winter semester, that's when you're finishing up the project, and then you are presenting it to the Olney family as well as RMA reps. And it's usually a really fun kind of celebratory occasion. So the application itself, it has a couple of different parts. The main part that you would want to be focusing on is your project idea, coming up with an idea that you're excited about and that you think is going to be interesting to Rocky Mountain Adaptive. So this year you have a choice of how you're going to pitch your project idea. You can do it in a video, and we have more information on the Bishop's website about what kinds of criteria they are looking for. You can also do a written proposal, max 2 pages. And then with the project proposal itself, you will also submit your CV and 2 letters of reference from your professors at Bishop's. And ideally, one of those professors is somebody who would be your supervisor for the experiential learning courses when you come back. And they're hopefully people who know you well enough that they can talk about why they think that you would be suitable for this opportunity. So a couple of tips for the application based on feedback from previous students is to know why you're interested, why this is meaningful to you, as well as your own strengths. So it's always better if you pitch an idea that you are excited about, and maybe you don't have all of the skills to realize it, but you have a couple of them. So for example, maybe you are, if you're a psychology student and you mentioned that you already have experience working with people with disabilities, then that could be considered an asset in your application. Or if you are a student who is taking a marketing major, and so you're proposing a communications plan, and you can point to some examples of how you have used marketing in your courses or other projects. And then because this is also a beneficial experience for Rocky Mountain Adaptive, you want to demonstrate why this project idea is going to be good for them and their clients and connected with their organizational mission. They don't expect you to have all of the little details at the stage, but they do expect you to have a bit of a project plan, like some rough broad stroke timelines of what activities you hope to be doing at different points within this 1-year period. And one tip I would suggest is to help your references. If you want them to give you a good recommendation, you can give them examples of things that they can talk about. And if it's your professors, you can maybe mention, oh yes, in this class that I had with you, we had this project and I got to use these skills, or I did research on this, which is related to my project idea. So it helps them to think of things to write about you. Some project ideas, these are also available on the main Olney internship webpage as well. Um, it's kind of it's really though up to you. It's depending on what you're interested in, what you think is going to be fun for you, skills you want to develop or practice. So we've had students from all disciplines. Uh, and the last 3 years, we've had students in sports studies and education and marketing, and they all had a different project. So Grace, the most recent intern, did outreach projects. So went to a different community in Fernie, British Columbia, and that was an outdoor sports adaptive program because they didn't have anything for the summer. They just had something for the winter. Um, Another student in education made an adaptive fishing program. And then a student in business made an adaptive skateboard program. So it can be related to your field of study, but it can also just be like a sport that you are interested in. Either you do it or you want to get it more involved with it.